Hi everyone, this is our first unit of our science curriculum. We are starting with patterns of earth and sky, and this is lesson 1. Reminder, every Monday a science and a social studies assignment will be posted on Google Classroom. You will have until Friday to complete the science and the social studies assignments. Sometimes it will be videos like this, following along to a slideshow presentation, and other times we will post an assignment for you. You can do this work during the week as homework or while we are in a small group virtual meeting, and during that time you might not have a meeting with us, so you can do this instead. All right. So in this unit, we're going to take a closer look at the stars and use what we observed to help a museum solve a mystery. The museum is a museum of archaeology. These scientists are archaeologists. They study people who lived a long time ago by looking at things they made or built. And if you notice this picture over here, these are archaeologists doing just that. We call the things that archaeologists study artifacts. So what they study is artifacts. So if you look over here, and what do you notice about these artifacts? These over here are artifacts, these two images. So the sky disk was found near Nebra, Germany. It is about 3,600 years old. So this is one of the artifacts that the scientists found. This rock painting was found in the Chaco Culture Natural Historical Park in New Mexico. It is about 1,000 years old, and it was painted on a cliff overhang near a city built by the Pueblo people. So that is pretty cool. So take a moment and think about what you notice or observe about these artifacts. Archaeologists at the museum uncovered this artifact, and this is what we're going to be focusing on for this unit, for this lesson. What do you notice or observe about it? So look at each of the parts. This one is obviously missing, which we're going to talk about. But do you notice what is in each section of this artifact? Do you see anything that's the same, that's different? What's missing?
I don't have an answer.
So this is a little letter to you guys, the student astronomers, from Dr. Sabra, Museum of Archaeology. Subject, mysterious artifact, which is the one we just looked at. Here is the letter. Our museum's field research team located an artifact, and we think it might be more than 1,000 years old. We believe it shows something about the sun and the stars, although one section is missing. That's what we just showed you on that last slide, that one section was missing. Would you be able to help us figure out what the missing section looked like? We want to put the artifact on display at the museum, and it would be nice to show people how it might have looked before it was broken. A map is attached to show you where the artifact was found in case that may be helpful. So this is our letter from the museum, and we're going to do just that. The artifact was found in Central Asia, about halfway around the planet. And there's a red arrow here pointing at where Asia is. You guys should know where Asia is, but if you notice, here's North America, and that is Asia. You will take on the role of an astronomer, astronomers, these pictures over here, who looks at the stars, to help the museum understand their artifact by investigating stars and the other things we see in the sky as we're standing on Earth. That's what astronomers do. We will be learning new science words to help with our investigation in this unit. Now we will think more about 2 of the new words we are learning. Astronomer, this is our one vocabulary word that we are learning. Astronomer is a scientist who studies stars, planets, and other objects in the universe. A star is a huge object in space that gives off heat and light. You have a glossary you can use if you need to find your definitions for science words we are using throughout the unit. You can find this on your Amplify student website, your login that was provided to you guys on our Google Classroom. As astronomers who are studying and thinking about stars, we are going to be learning ideas that will help us answer this question. So this is our question for the unit. Each unit that we do in science will have a unit question that we're going to focus on. So this unit question is, why do we see different stars at different times? And take a moment and think about that. Sometimes during the morning or at night you see different stars, or different days and weeks and different months you might see different stars. So we're going to think about, why does this happen? Why do we see different stars at different times? You are going to write your first ideas about why each section of the artifact might look the way it does. Find and complete the pre-unit writing explaining the discovered artifact pages. Make sure to answer the questions in 3 parts. These questions will be on a Google form that is attached to this assignment on Classroom. And that's the end of the lesson. So once again, you have this provided to you on the assignment on Google Classroom, the slideshow, and you also will have a Google form with those questions instead of the actual sheet. So after you are done watching this, which is now, you're going to open up the Google form and you are going to fill in those answers. Make sure you try to use as much detail as possible, and we look forward to seeing your answers and discussing it at the end of the week. Bye, guys.